Hey, thanks for checking out Nuts and Bolts with Tone. Today we're going to talk about a universal easy intake adapter. Okay, so you got a vehicle, it's got a vacuum leak, and you need to figure it out. So some vehicles are pretty simple to figure out how to tap in. You go into a vacuum source, block off the intake air boot, and it works out pretty good. However, you get those vehicles that are not so easy. They don't have vacuum sources that are easy to disconnect. So I found this guy. Initially, I was looking for one of these, and they were really expensive, 150 bucks. I found this one here, and this one was on Amazon. It was 36 bucks. So this has been every bit worth it right here. So the main reason I bought this was BMWs. Get a BMW with a vacuum leak. And trying to adapt to a BMW is very difficult. Trying to adapt to the intake air boot, you try putting gloves over the intake boot with rubber bands, and they just pop off. So this guy right here, you got this end here, which is a balloon, and you have right here, it's where you put your smoke machine, and then you have this guy here. So here is your release. So you close this thing, and this thing blows up pretty big. So you just pump this up, you stick this in the intake air boot, it goes in elbows, it goes in straight ones. It works on BMWs, and so I think their intake boot is like 3.5 inches, 4 inches inside. It's pretty big. So this thing will actually pump up really far. It's surprising how far it will pump up. So you just pump this up, you stick it in the intake air boot, it blocks off the intake, and it pushes smoke in. So it's kind of hard to tell how big this thing pumps up, but you can tell how much larger this was from when it initially started. So once you put this in the intake air boot, you pump it up, it blocks off the intake boot, and then you put your smoke machine hose here, and it injects, and then it pushes the smoke through, and it's got a check valve in there, and you can find your leak. Then when you're all done, you just undo this little thing here, and it goes back to normal size. Now I've used this about 30 times. I've had no problem with it. It pumps up just fine. It releases just fine. It's never lost anything. I mean, for the price, I mean, you can't beat this. So this paired with your smoke machine, this is a must-have if you are trying to diagnose any sort of intake leak. It's rubber, so obviously you're not going to use it on exhaust. But from here, you pretty much, you know, if you need to block off the PCV hoses, you can do that. But this definitely is a must-have. It pushes the smoke right in, and it works fantastic on BMWs, which is, like I said, the main reason I bought this. So check this out. I'll have a link in the description for a link to Amazon for this tool here. And thanks for checking out Nuts and Bolts with Tone. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let me know what you use to find vacuum leaks. What works for you in difficult situations. And check out my Instagram on Nuts and Bolts with Tone. See you next time.